Lisa with your weekly Lyrical Aspirations Inspirational Message. Today we are going to talk about breaking routines. Now, before I jump into this video, I just want to take a step back and say that there is great benefit to having a daily routine. It can help to reduce stress, it can help you to identify and break bad habits, and it can also just give you a sense of structure in your life. So, I'm not saying to abandon your daily routines. What I'm saying is that if you can find a balance between having a routine and breaking that routine, you're just going to be able to find more fulfillment and happiness in your life. So, I'm just going to talk today about a couple of things that you can do just to start to add a little bit of break to your routine on a regular basis to your life. Now, the very first thing when we talk about breaking routines that I would say you probably want to challenge yourself with is just going somewhere or doing something that you've never done before. Now, this doesn't have to be extensive and it doesn't have to be expensive. You can go somewhere locally. Let's say in your town, there is a festival that you've never been to. Why not go to it one day? Just see what it's all about. You might meet some new people there. You might be able to enjoy cultures that you've not experienced before. If you're from the East Coast and you've never been to the West Coast of the United States, I encourage you to go. I'm from the East Coast. The first time I went to the West Coast, I was blown away at the differences. Not to mention, when I was in the desert, I had no idea what wind turbines were. I see these massive structures, and I'm asking my friends, in California, what in the world are those things? And it was just learning something that I never would have known anything about. So go out and expand your knowledge, expand your understanding of the world by just going and doing something different or going someplace different. Another thing that you can do to break your routine, and I think this is really starting to present itself during this COVID crisis that we are in, is that a lot of times we're not getting out of our house enough, right? I have friends that we work from home, and I have friends that say, I haven't left the house in a week. A week. They haven't even gone outside their house in a week. They've just stayed inside, worked, not even gone out. Maybe they've ordered their food or ordered their groceries to their door, whatever the case is, but they haven't left their house. So I would recommend that you go out and get some sunlight. You don't have to stay out there for long, but I'm going to tell you there's some benefits to getting sunlight. So when you are in the house, or maybe you're at a job that when you go there, it's dark, when you leave, it's dark, you got to make sure that you take a break or something to get out there in the sun. Because I don't know if you know, but the moment that sun hits your skin, your body begins producing vitamin D. Now, why is that important? Because vitamin D deficiency has been linked and associated with depression, amongst other things. So, just by merely walking out into the sunlight, not even doing anything strenuous, is already prompting your body to produce a vitamin that you may be lacking in. In addition, the minute that sunlight hits your eyes, it actually triggers your brain to slow down the secretion of melatonin. And melatonin is actually what you need, or a hormone that helps you sleep. It also increases your secretion of serotonin. And serotonin is a hormone that is associated with happiness and feeling awake. So it is so important that even if you have a very busy day in front of you, you are stuck in an office, or maybe you're stuck in your home all day working, that you at least take a 5-minute break, break the routine, go outside and sit. Just sit outside for a few minutes. I promise you, it'll start to make you feel better. Another thing that we've got to start doing, and some people will call this a bucket list. I've never quite understood the bucket part, so I'm going to say a life list. Make yourself a life list. These are things that you want to experience or accomplish before your life on this earth has come to an end. And it may sound morbid to even think about that, but is it really? A life list is telling you that you still have life left, that you still have life to experience. Jot down what those experiences are that you want to have and start checking them off. No matter what you have to do, start saving money, do whatever. Even if you have to save $10 to $25 a paycheck until you get the money to do something. Like myself, I want to go to Italy. If I don't ever start saving to do that, I'll never accomplish it. So write down your life list so that you know what it is that you need to do to start to make those things happen. Another thing that I would recommend that you do to break the habit is just learn a new hobby. Find something new that you're passionate about. Maybe you've never, I don't know, painted. So go to one of those places that offers a painting class that you can, maybe take your friends to, or maybe just go by yourself. But try to find a new hobby. Now, this doesn't have to be something where you're trying to find a new hobby all the time, but just figure out something new that you might want to do. Break the habits, break the routine a little bit. Another thing that you have to do when we talk about breaking routines is you have to figure out a way to embrace your fears. Guys, fears has to be the number one reason why we don't do things that are outside of our comfort zone. So when we talk about breaking fears, I'm not asking you to go run to the side of a cliff and jump off if your fear is heights. I'm not asking you to go that extreme. Little changes will help you to overcome those fears little by little by little. So as an example, if you are afraid of heights, maybe you go somewhere that is a little bit elevated, but not to the point where you couldn't get back down again. That's just one example. Like maybe it is a ride at a particular amusement park or something like that. So just that doesn't go too high in the air. Maybe it stays a little bit lower. Just challenge yourself, push yourself past your fears. Now, the last thing that I'm going to tell you to do, and if anybody has ever done this, you will understand the benefit of it. And that is you have to start volunteering your time. Now, when I talk about volunteering your time, it is such a humbling way to honor humanity and to also show that you are grateful for what you have in this life. Now, volunteering your time does not have to be extensive, it doesn't have to be extreme, and it doesn't even have to be outside of your circle. You could volunteer your time with a friend who has kids and never gets to go out anywhere and do anything for themselves. You could say, hey, take kids over to the mall or maybe to a movie or something. You can also volunteer your time at soup kitchens, at different homeless shelters, and also at different what are they called, like thrift stores and things like that. Sometimes they also need help with sorting out clothes and different things of that nature. If you are in Florida or in the Tampa Bay area, there's a great program called the Homeless Empowerment Program that you can volunteer. You can volunteer for 1 hour. You can volunteer for the whole day. It's completely up to you, but I would recommend that you start to volunteer your time. It's going to put into perspective how much love you can add to your world as well as to a stranger's world. And this is also breaking the routine, because a lot of times your routines are all about you or the people that you know or the people that you're surrounded by. So break it a little bit. Experience different things. This is going to give you a sense of fulfillment. And if you don't believe me, then take one vacation after you've been feeling stressed at work. Just take one vacation to a place you have never been, and you'll be amazed that when you come back, how excited you are to tell everybody about the different experiences that you've had there. So with that said, guys, I want you to go out here, start breaking your routines as much as you can, experience things that you've never experienced before, and start truly living your life. And with that said, I want you to make sure that you make this an amazing week and come back and check me out next week.